clinicals, yes. So we didn't start clinicals until we got to, so we didn't have clinicals for health assessment. Our first clinical was in Fundamentals 1. And when you get to Fundamentals 1, that's when you start home health type clinicals. Not home health, more like the elderly homes. I don't know. My brain just, those places, like real chill, working with the elderly clients, bedpan wipes and all that, you know, the basics. You do that for Fundamentals 1 and 2. And then the fun part, well, when you start clinicals, it's fun, but the best part is Med-Surg 1. When you get to Med-Surg 1, that's when you hit the hospitals. And I loved how Chamberlain did their clinicals. I've never had a problem with clinicals. I literally told the clinical advisor what I preferred, what area I liked, what hospitals that I actually want to work in. And they worked in every way to get me exactly what I wanted. Sometimes I didn't get what I want, but I always got something close to it. All my clinical sites was close to home. I was always in a medical center. It was like 2-3 times that I wasn't in a medical center, but by that time I didn't really care no more. But for the major clinicals, I was definitely right in the medical center at the major hospitals. Some other hospitals I was at was Methodist, Herman, Texas Children's, those hospitals. And I loved all my clinicals. I'm saying I love all my clinical sites. I didn't love all my clinicals. So how clinicals worked were, we went once a week. We have to wake up super early. Some people had night shift clinicals. I've never had a night shift clinical. I only had Saturday clinicals. Sometimes I do Sundays. Sometimes it's 7 to 3. Sometimes it's full 12 hours. It just depends on the hospital, your clinical instructor, and how they want to go about it. But for the most part, it was pretty organized with the clinical sites. We didn't really have any issues with clinical sites. We didn't get nothing that was subpar. It was one clinical in funds. It was this facility that was just horrible. I will not talk about them, but they were horrible, and we definitely reported them. It wasn't the schools doing it, was just the actual clinical site. And I don't think they go there anymore because it was just that bad. It was just, if you a student that was with me, you know why I made that face. That place was horrible. But yes, clinicals was pretty good. No issues there. As far as clinical instructors, every clinical instructor that I had was pretty hard ass. Most of them was pretty good, but majority, like, you have to be on your stuff. Like, you have to be there at 6:15 or 6:30 to be, no, not 6:30, 5:30 or 5:15-ish to be there for 6, so you can be on the floor by shift change. So if you're not there on time, that's a hit against you. You can't be late often. Sometimes you have preclinical work. It's probably like in Med-Surg, we had like, if we're doing a system, we have to find a patient and do the whole head to toe assessment, little stuff like that. It just depends on the clinical instructor. So yeah, that's pretty much clinicals. No problems there. As far as our curriculum goes, when I first got to Chamberlain, we was more HESI based, and we was like Elsevier and all that extra jazz. Our test was online, computed through Elsevier with the HESI test and all that. But then as soon as we got to Med-Surg 2, everything changed. We went to ATI, and when we got to ATI, it was a big drastic change. So at that point, you have to pass your professor's test, and then to actually pass the class, you have to pass the ATI exam. And at that point, the ATI exam was all ATI-based questions from an ATI question bank. They pick the questions for their exams, their personal exams. You pass those, but then the final will be something that's straight from the ATI. So that's how you know if you pass the class or not. So when I speak on books, our books, we used to have our own library, and honestly, the library was a complete scam. Those books were so expensive. It used to be the regular Chamberlain based books, and honestly, I bought them, but I did not read them. I didn't read none of them. They were just too big. Like, that's too much. And then it had no color in it. I sound so stupid. It just was a dead book. I need some excitement. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't like the books. So when we switched to ATI, I was so happy. The ATI books are way more easy to read. They give you a link before the class. That way you can access the ATI site, and the site has the actual books on there, so you don't have to worry about paying for it. I mean, you still got to pay for it if you want like physical copies, but you can just use that or the app and just go through the book. Did I like HESI better or ATI? I'm kind of glad they switched to ATI. ATI is way, way, way better. I learned better with ATI. At first, nobody liked it because we had level 1, level 2, level 3, level 1 being the least, level 2 being average, level 3 being excellent. And in my time in nursing school, I only have 2 level 3s. The first time we did it, got level 3, got a medal, and toward the end was another level 3. I was like level 2-ish, which was good. It's probably like a B or something. I don't know. It was pretty. It wasn't bad. It was actually really good. You passed the class. But anything below level 1 was just like basically a fail. But that's ATI, how they do their education system. Some little random things about the school. So as far as attire, we didn't have to wear scrubs to class like some of the Chamberlain universities do. We didn't have to wear scrubs to class. We can wear whatever we wanted, but you know, just be modest. I have a nose piercing. My hair is always drastic. I did have to put my hair up. My first clinical, they tried to make me take out my nose ring, but I told them no. It's my body. I do what I want. And I kept my nose ring throughout nursing school. There was no problem with that. As far as scrubs goes, you have to wear white shoes, white socks, no exceptions. If you did, you could possibly fail the clinical, so I wouldn't even risk it. That's just some miscellaneous stuff. So, okay. But yes, complaints that I had with the school was the different changes. We had a lot of changes with professors, changes with curriculum, not knowing what to expect, not knowing what to do. At one point, there was a binder situation where you had to complete this whole binder, and it just was like a bunch of confusion. But I think it was in a transition period. They're way more organized right now. As far as preparedness for the Nclex, switching to ATI definitely was the key to, 1, getting test scores back up, 2, having everyone prepared for what we did on the Nclex. Honestly, when it came to the Nclex, I did straight ATI. I tried the UWorld too, but toward the end of your senior year, you take a whole ATI course, and it's for a week, and it was definitely needed. It was definitely worth it. Did it help with the Nclex? Yes, because I did not study for the Nclex. I used the knowledge that I learned in school, and I kind of like brushed up on some, you know, lab values, little stuff that you need to just brush up on. But as far as like strenuously studying one thing or multiple things at one time for a week or 2, I didn't do that. I actually had a lot of fun because nursing school was stressful, and I actually did the work. I wasn't just lollygagging. I lollygagged a little bit, but not a lot. Most of the time, I was studying. I had no life. I was working. It was stressful, but it paid off in the end. Do I recommend the school? Yes. I had some of the best professors, best nurses that I've seen. These nurses are the nurses that I have contact with to this day. They write my recommendation letters. They give me words of encouragement. They help me find jobs if need be. They are smart. They got their doctorate degrees, working on their doctorate degrees. Everybody's master prepared. Everyone is highly experienced. Most of the staff was L&D, most of ICU, ER. It had everything you needed at one place. As far as the leadership goes, we could do better. We had a lot of issues with our leadership at our campus, but what can you do about that? Honestly, we tried to fight it. We did as much as we could about it. I did see a change. They do listen to their students as much as they can. As far as assistance goes with financial aid, there is assistance there. The financial advisors are very, very nice. I still contact them now for just simple financial advice. Very helpful. Always trying to help you with your debt. Always trying to help you succeed. It's a lot of pros that I would say with the school, but there's also some cons. The price is way too high. Way too high. They need more access to like libraries with actual books in it. They have a CAS. That's what I didn't speak about. They have CAS, which is a study area with a bunch of tutors. Something that I didn't utilize my first 2 semesters there. And then when I utilized it, I show my grades increased. So they have resources for that if you do need help. But some people don't really hear about it. They have definitely organizations, all the nursing organizations that you can think of. They have them there. They have activities. They celebrate holidays. They offer jobs for students. I worked in the CAS. I was a student worker there, and there was like a family. I literally made the best of it. So I would say Chamberlain is what you make it. You could be one of those students that just go to class and go home, and then you feel like you're just getting gypped. Me, I was like, I'm paying for this. I'm going to enjoy every moment of it. So I made a lot of lifelong friends, lifelong professors that I look up to this day that I can shoot a text and they'll hit me right back. Job opportunities if need be. It's really what you make it. Do I recommend Chamberlain University? Yes. All the money that I paid for it, it got the job done. I am a bachelor's prepared registered nurse. I passed my Nclex in 75 questions, no problems. Yes, I was stressed out, but I was definitely well prepared. The way I prepared for the Nclex was simply from the knowledge that I was given at my school. And this is not sponsored. This ain't nothing. This is pure facts. I have some regrets with the cost and little hiccups that I surfaced along the way. But overall, I'm very pleased with my education, and I would definitely recommend it to the next person. But I will say, if you can afford something else, go there. Do not come here if you can't afford it. And that's just the God honest truth. They say your education is an investment. I understand that, but now that I'm graduating, trying to pay these loans off, I'm like, well, goddamn, if I should have just went to a public school. I was not trying to wait. If you're not trying to wait, no wait list. 2.75 GPA. Study, pass the HESI-A2 with a 73%. Get in, do the work. You will be a registered nurse in 3 years. But you will not get it easily. It is not a walkthrough program. You will fail if you don't study. You will fail if you try to cheat. You will fail if you don't make the most of the CAS where you can study. You will fail if you don't make friends. Well, no, I take that back. Some people can't survive without making friends or study groups or whatever. But our cohort was a big family. Everybody studied with everybody, and we all was, majority of us was very successful. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. Now, what I will say, When it comes to finding jobs, do they help you find a job? They have someone there for career help. They helped me find jobs while I was in school. I actually was very blessed when I graduated to have at least, I had 3 job offers already. So I don't know if they help you with the RN jobs, but as far as being a student and needing a job, they definitely will find you a job easily. They gave me 2 jobs. I had options. Okay? They will help you. The help is there. And this video is super duper long, and I apologize, but it's a lot of valuable information in here. It's the God honest truth. If you stuck with me through all this, thank you. If you didn't, I understand. Well, if you heard this, then you definitely did. Y'all bear with me. It's pretty late. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about Chamberlain. If I missed anything, leave a comment below. I will gladly answer your question. No problems. I don't mind. I text all day. If you know my Instagram, shoot me a DM if I missed a question that you was looking forward to and I didn't hit it. I feel like I hit everything that's needed to be known about the school, but if I didn't, my apologies. Leave a comment. I'll reply as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.